I'm going to run through the symbols in the watch list in the SEO, Simple, Easy, Objective trading method. And this is one of the panels on one of the windows from our Option Master Chartist, Swing Master Chartist program. And let me just explain briefly what all of the inputs are on this chart. The top panel is the CCI, Commodity Channel Index. And when the squares are colored green, the CCI is below minus 100. When the squares are colored red, the CCI is above 100. And the red line is the zero line. The bottom panel is the Williams percent R, and that's an oversold, overbought index or indicator, and that provides a signal when it exits an extreme zone, either overbought or oversold. The center panel are the price bars, and they're in a Keltner channel, and a Keltner channel is a 20-period EMA exponential moving average that is enveloped by two ATRs, two average true range distance from the center line. The bars are colored according to the Elder impulse system. If there's two measures of short-term momentum within the Elder system, when they're both in a bullish direction, the bars are colored green. When they're both in a bearish direction, the bars are colored red. And when one is one way and the other way, the bars are colored gray. And there's a couple more inputs. On the top left-hand corner, we have what I call traffic lights. One is for on-balance volume, and one is for rate of change. And as we flip through the chart, you'll see different colors. When they're dark green, that means that both 6-month and 3-month on-balance volume is heading higher. If the 6-month is higher and the 3-month is not higher, is heading down, then that will be a lighter green. If they're both 6-month and 3-month are heading south or lower, then it would be a dark red. And if the 6-month were heading, say, lower, but the 3-month were heading higher, it would be a yellow or yellowy orange color. But again, it's just a visual, just to give you a quick visual clue of the longer term, in our swing trading world, longer term implications of on-balance volume and rate of change. But as we go through the charts, I'll try and clarify some of these things. The first one is Adobe, and the symbols appear here on the top left. We're going to cycle through the core list, which is where I put all the symbols. But this is what we're looking for, because this is the long watch list. We're looking for something that's moving higher left to right, making consistently higher highs and higher lows, which is the very definition of an uptrend. And the ideal situation would be that we see the current bar near or at the bottom of the Keltner channel before executing a signal, and the Williams percent R in the oversold region and coming out when the signal executes. And what we want to do is we want to take action soon after the stock moves out of the oversold zone and comes out of the CCI minus 100, which is also a momentum-based oversold, overbought indicator. And none of these things that we're going to show you today of the symbols on the watch list have executed, which is why they're on the watch list. So we'll just cycle through, and I'll try and explain some of the differences. The first is Adobe. It's not quite at the bottom of the channel. But again, it hasn't executed yet, so it could still move lower before moving higher, hopefully. Okay, next on the list is APC, Anadarko Petroleum. It is at the bottom of the Keltner channel. It's making higher highs and higher lows, but again hasn't executed. And it executes most visually. The easiest way to see when it executes is that the squares, the CCI squares, will turn from green to white, which means that the CCI has left the minus 100, and you'll get a green bar either on the first square that the CCI leaves minus 100 or shortly thereafter. And that's the easiest visual signal that the uptrend has reinstituted itself. Okay, this is GLW. At the bottom of the Keltner channel, Williams still heading down, has not yet executed. This is FL, Foot Locker. Same situation. And this is FXI, the Chinese ETF. And this is where we see the first change in the traffic lights. And the lighter greens means that the 6-month rate of change is higher, where the 3-month is not. The 3-month is lower. And we can see that FXI is not making consistently higher highs and higher lows. Just visually we can see that we're making a lower low. So this is one that I've included on the list because it passed the smell test, but it might be one that you want to reserve some judgment on simply because we're not making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, the next symbol, HYG, it's at the bottom of the Keltner channel and has not yet executed, but it's meeting the general requirements, drifting higher left to right, higher highs, lower lows, and we've got good green traffic lights. This is EEM, pretty much the same situation. Not quite as drifting higher left to right as we'd like to see, but within the parameters. NBR, an oil producer. OKE. This is RSX. This is the Russian ETF. And we can see that on-balance volume is lower for both the 6-month and the 3-month. So it still met the technical requirements for being placed on the watch list, but it's not an ideal candidate. WPX, an oil producer, and not quite making lower lows, but very close to it. And the last few symbols are the indexes. These are not on the watch list, but I think it's something that you want to review in the system to get some context for what the general market is. And for the SPY, we can see that OBV has turned bearish, and the rate of change is not as strong as it could be, and that the 3-month rate of change is now heading lower. This is the QQQ, 2 light green traffic lights, and the QQQ has not reached the minus 100. We don't have a green square on the CCI, nor has it bottomed out on the Williams. So just generally, I'd expect the Qs to head a little lower before it really gets into a signal area. The third index is the IWM, the small caps. And the small caps are making lower lows and lower highs. So this did not make the watch list, but again, I think you want to have everything in context, that the small caps are in more of a bearish mode than a bullish mode. And we're going to take a quick look. This is bonds. Bonds clearly are in a bearish mode. This is oil. Oil has bright or dark green OBV and rate of change, and oil happens to be in a position from which a buy signal could generate, although it has not yet. USO did not make the watch list because it's not in the 70 percentile of, say, technically strong stocks. It didn't make the cut. And the bottom one is gold. Gold is bearish so far as OBV and rate of change are concerned. But it did execute a buy signal when the CCI was minus 100. Price was below the Keltner channel, and the Williams percent R executed out of the oversold zone. But we would not have selected gold based on our technical criteria. All right, that's just a quick look of the SEO trading method, and also why things are on the buy list and how we would take action or not to complement our technical analysis on these symbols. I hope you got something useful out of it.